Today, we're ditching the itinerary and hopping on a plane to Germany.
Oh, I do love a good German adventure.
Who doesn't?
Uh,
But hold on, we're not hitting the big cities this time, those been there, done that destinations. This time, we're diving headfirst into the charm of those storybook villages you hear whispers about. Think cobblestone streets, half-timbered houses, maybe even a castle or two perched on a hilltop.
Sounds idyllic. Sign me up.
You got it. We've got a whole stack of travel blogs, articles, you name it, all about 10 German villages that are apparently straight out of a fairy tale. But this is the deep dive, right? We don't just skim the surface.
That's right. We're going beyond the postcard views.
Exactly. We're digging into the history, the culture, the local secrets. And to guide us through those charming little lanes, we've got a resident expert on all things Germany joining us.
Guten Tag. Or should I say, welcome to a world of enchanting villages.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Speaking of enchanting, the article that sparked this whole adventure keeps throwing around words like picturesque and medieval marvels. And, okay, I admit, the photos are pretty breathtaking. Those timber-framed houses, winding streets.
They certainly know how to capture the magic, don't they?
They do. But I'm guessing there's more to these villages than just pretty facades, right?
Oh, absolutely. Germany's villages are like living, breathing history books, each one with its own story etched into its walls, its streets, its very atmosphere.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give us an example. What's one village that really captures this essence of history?
Well, let's start with Rothenburg ob der Tauber. It's often described as a perfectly preserved medieval town. The article even mentions its remarkably intact city walls.
They actually use the phrase, the moment you step into this enchanting village. It's like they're trying to lure us in. But it does make you wonder, why is Rothenburg so well preserved? Did it somehow escape the turmoil that swept through Europe?
It's a good question. And the answer is more nuanced than you might think. Germany, like much of Europe, has seen its share of conflict, especially during the World Wars. Many of these villages weren't spared from destruction. What's remarkable is their commitment to rebuilding. They didn't just slap up modern buildings, they painstakingly recreated what was lost, often using traditional methods to maintain that historical integrity.
So it's not about being frozen in time. It's about making a conscious choice to rebuild and honor the past. That's pretty powerful. But, okay, I have to ask. Rothenburg sounds incredible, but if I'm being honest, medieval walls aren't usually my first thought when I picture a dream getaway.
Well, that's the beauty of Germany, isn't it? There's a village for every taste. Not into the whole medieval thing. No problem. Let's hop over to Kokum.
Okay, Kokum. What's the vibe there?
Think rolling vineyards, the gentle flow of the Moselle River.
Wait, vineyards. Are we talking wine tasting?
Now you're speaking my language. The Moselle Valley is renowned for its Riesling wines. So yes, you can definitely picture yourself sipping a crisp white wine with a view in Kokum.
Okay, I'm sold. But that's just two villages, and we've already got medieval history and world-class wine. It's like each village is its own little world.
Precisely. And that diversity is a reflection of Germany's rich cultural landscape. Each region has its own distinct flavor, its own traditions, its own stories to tell.
So Kokum might transport me to a romantic wine-tasting getaway, but another village could offer something completely different.
That's the beauty of it. Take Monschau, for instance. The article describes it as this incredibly romantic retreat. It got me thinking, honeymoon destination, anyone.
Okay, see, this is why I love these deep dives. We could just glance at those top 10 lists and move on, but where's the fun in that? It's about uncovering those little details, those unique characteristics that make each village special. But okay, we've got 10 villages to explore, and we can easily spend an hour gushing over each one.
I know, right? Germany's full of hidden gems.
So to make the most of our time, let's pick 3 that really stand out from the article and give them a closer look. What do you say?
Let's do it. I'm ready for a deep dive.
Perfect. Okay, first up, we've got Quedlinburg. Now, this one immediately caught my eye because it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And UNESCO doesn't just hand those out like participation trophies, right?
They definitely don't.
So we're talking serious historical significance here. But what exactly earned Quedlinburg this prestigious title?
Well, imagine over 2,000 half-timbered houses, each one seemingly plucked from a different century and pieced together to create this captivating mosaic.
Over 2,000. Okay, Quedlinburg is officially going on my bucket list. But okay, from historical wonders too. Let's switch gears to Meersburg. This one's calling my name because it sits right on Lake Constance.
Lake Constance is stunning. Have you seen pictures?
Oh yeah, I've seen photos. I'm already imagining myself strolling along the waterfront, maybe enjoying a coffee with the view. It's giving very different energy than, say, a medieval walled town.
Oh, completely different vibes.
Okay, last but not least, we can't skip Verniger Road. This one kept popping up in the articles with descriptions like fairy tale setting and magical atmosphere.
Ah, Vinegar Road. It truly lives up to the hype.
Okay, but what makes it so magical? Spill the beans.
Well, imagine those classic, colorful, timber-framed houses.
Check. I've got those pictured.
But now imagine them nestled amidst rolling hills, with the breathtaking backdrop of the Harz Mountains.
Okay, I see where that fairy tale setting comes from. It's like something out of a storybook.
And those mountains aren't just a pretty backdrop, they kind of weave their way into the town itself.
Oh, how so?
Well, picture this. You're strolling along those cobblestone streets, and suddenly, the path starts to climb. You look up, and there, rising above you, are those forested slopes.
Okay, I can see why they call it a fairy tale setting. It's like the town is growing right out of the mountains.
Exactly. And as you wander through Verniger Road, you'll discover little nooks and crannies where you can just soak in those stunning mountain views.
Okay, I am sold. Verniger Road is definitely calling my name. But all right, we've got 3 incredible villages under our belts. Quedlinburg with its historical charm, Meersburg with its lakeside elegance, and Verniger Road with its fairy tale setting. And you know what's striking me? They're all so different.
That's the magic of Germany, wouldn't you say?
It really is. It's like if you just said German village, I'd probably picture those classic timber-framed houses, maybe a flower box or two.
And don't forget the cobblestone streets.
Of course, the cobblestone streets. But now we're talking lakeside castles, mountain views. It's so much more diverse than I ever imagined. And speaking of diversity, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Rudesheim.
Ah, yes, Rudesheim, a village that knows how to have a good time.
Okay, now you've piqued my curiosity. What's the story with Rudesheim?
Well, if those other villages are like stepping back in time, Rudesheim is like stepping into a party. But like a really charming historical party.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So imagine yourself strolling down this narrow lane called Brosselgasse, and it's lined with these vibrant taverns and wine cellars, all these cheerful little places spilling out onto the cobblestones.
Okay, I'm picturing it. What am I hearing?
Music, live music, and laughter and the clinking of glasses, and maybe the faint aroma of traditional German food wafting through the air.
Okay, now my mouth is watering. Speaking of which, what's the wine situation like in Rudesheim?
Oh, you're in for a treat. Rudesheim is right in the heart of the Rheingau wine region.
It is known for.
It's Rieslings. So yeah, you can definitely expect some top-notch wine tasting alongside that lively atmosphere.
All right, Rudesheim, you've officially made it onto my list. But okay,
Right.
from lively taverns to, let's switch gears again. What about Bamberg? The article mentioned it's got a great museum scene.
Ah, Bamberg. It's easy to get caught up in its beauty. It's truly a stunning village, but don't overlook those museums.
Okay, now I need to know more. What kind of museums are we talking about here?
Well, they've got a little something for everyone. History buffs will love the Bamberg State Library talk about historical treasures, but then you've got quirky options like the Franconian Brewery Museum.
Okay, a brewery museum. I'm listening.
And of course, no trip to Germany is complete without a little art appreciation, right?
True. Do they have any art museums worth checking out?
They do. The Sammlung Ludwig Bamberg has a fantastic collection of 20th and 21st century art.
You know what I love about these deep dives? It's like you think you're going to Germany for charming villages and scenic landscapes, which, don't get me wrong, those are amazing.
Absolutely.
But then you stumble upon a brewery museum or a world-class art collection. It's those little surprises that make the trip so memorable.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of surprises, our next village takes us to a completely different kind of destination, Schiltach, nestled in the heart of the Black Forest.
Okay, the Black Forest. I'm already picturing towering trees, dappled sunlight, maybe a cuckoo clock or two hidden in there.
Well, Schiltach definitely delivers on the fairy tale forest vibes. Imagine hiking through those dense woods, the air thick with the scent of pine needles.
And those iconic Black Forest views.
Absolutely. But what makes Schiltach truly unique is its architecture. Imagine this. The village is built on a steep slope.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
And those charming half-timbered houses we keep talking about, they're practically cascading down the hillside all the way down to the river.
I'm getting serious fairy tale vibes now. It's amazing how many different landscapes and atmospheres we've encountered just by exploring these villages.
And we've saved the best for last, in my opinion. Our final destination takes us to a village that's often called the Venice of the Spreewald. Lubino.
Venice of the Spree World. Okay, so are we talking gondolas and canals now?
Canals, yes. But instead of gondoliers serenading you, picture this. You're gliding through the village in a traditional spreewaldkan.
A Spree World what now?
A spreewaldkan. It's this flat-bottomed boat perfectly designed for navigating the shallow canals of the Spreewald region.
Okay, that sounds pretty charming. And talk about a unique perspective. I bet you see the village in a whole new light from the water.
Absolutely. It's like stepping into a different pace of life. Everything slows down, and you can just relax, observe, and appreciate those simple details you might miss otherwise.
It's like hitting the reset button on your senses.
Exactly.
When we started this deep dive, we had this list of 10 beautiful villages, and yeah, they're all undeniably gorgeous, but I think we've proven that beauty is just the beginning.
It's the tip of the iceberg, really.
Exactly. We've uncovered hidden histories, architectural wonders, local traditions. I mean, we even stumbled upon a brewery museum.
And let's not forget those world-class wines.
Oh, right. How could I forget? See, this is what I love about these deep dives. We could have easily just skimmed the surface, but
Yeah.
where's the fun in that?
Right. The real magic happens when you dig a little deeper, uncover those layers of detail that make each village unique.
And I think that's what makes this episode so special. We haven't just given our listeners a list of places to visit. We've given them a taste of what makes each village special.
Exactly. So now it's not just about saying, hey, these places are pretty. It's about helping our listeners discover which village resonates with them.
Right. Maybe they're drawn to the history and architecture of Quedlinburg. Or maybe they're craving that romantic lakeside ambiance of Meersburg.
Or maybe they're ready to embrace the lively spirit of Rudesheim or escape to the tranquil beauty of the Black Forest.
So many incredible choices. But okay, as our listeners are daydreaming about their own German adventures, what's one thing you hope they'll keep in mind?
More than anything, I hope they'll embrace the unexpected. Don't be afraid to wander off the beaten path, to strike up conversations with locals, to try something new. Those are the moments that often turn into the best stories.
It's about saying yes to the adventure, even if it means veering off course a little.
Exactly. Who knows, you might even discover a hidden gem we missed.
Ooh, I love that. And if you do stumble upon a hidden gem, make sure you let us know. We want to hear all about it.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll even feature it in a future episode.
Now, wouldn't that be fun? But until then, happy travels, everyone. And don't forget to pack your sense of adventure.
And maybe learn a few German phrases. A little Dankeschön goes a long way.
Always good advice. All right, everyone, that's it for this deep dive into the enchanting villages of Germany. We'll catch you next time for another adventure.